There are people who tell lies. And there are people who will say, oh, ICC does not investigate. It must have authority. No, 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 no. No. In Kenya, the Kenya government did not call ICC. They entered their prior moto. The word is prior moto. The chief prosecutor can see a bad situation. If you have asked the prosecutor in a nice way, like the David Matanga has, to get this symbol of the ICC, this is the document. Look at it. 46 pages. That includes, let me show you. I will put them on the file for you to read. It includes the crimes. Have you seen? That. You killed so. You abducted so. You killed many. You buried many. The graves are here. These are documented. That is the way the format is done. Plus evidence where you want, where the killings are up to here. I'm teaching those people, those who have evidence, continue. Next time, don't file and then start complaining. Mr. Prosecutor was he had no room of maneuver. He had to take my application and I generated a reply of a very clear reply here and here. I went for the jugular. I told him, you are saying you can't run away. You can't investigate Cameroon. But if people are dying, you pass by and watch. Because you are waiting for Article 15. Either the United Nations Security Council gives you the authority. Derek, I can see you. Oh, the younger man I was talking about, I worked with, Derek, is there in a white shirt. Down there, you put up your hand, let everybody see you. Derek, I think you better put up your hand like this. I will give you time to speak. The chief prosecutor has an obligation as an international agency. If you see trouble, you can't say, my hands are tied. I'm waiting for International Criminal Court to authorize me. When a man is killing people, when genocide is being committed, younger men are being killed, shot in front of their mothers and their fathers. Old women have not gone anywhere. They have not eaten. Situation, the rebels have come in. They are also fighting. The killings are taking place. You can't say, I can't go into Cameroon. I filed my application on 21st of November. Here. The date is here. 21st of November. Filed my application. Received the wrote back. It is within now the hands of the chief prosecutor. The chief prosecutor promised me, I've done this both formally and informally. I repeat, I am using my organization, Pan-African Forum, is a political legal bypass. When the heart is injured, I use a bypass to reach the heart, to deliver the blood or the oxygen to the lungs. That's why I'm different from other law firms that tell you, give us $200,000. Give us $50,000. I don't charge dollars for Cameroon. For people who are dying from southern Cameroon. People are dying, you charge them money. Is not very good at all. I don't do that. I simply work out for my expenses, the expenses of filing. There's no filing fee in the ICC. And nobody should tell you a lie that he has collected your money for filing in the ICC. Ask him to return it. So in the preparation, the stage that now the chief prosecutor has called me back next week. I was supposed to go on Friday. Some of you who are here, but I had hiccups and some other duty work. There are several cases. I have 4 cases in that office. Case number 1 is Cameroon. Case number 2 is Sarkozy. I've fixed that thief, a convict, a thief, a liar. The French president, Sarkozy, who killed Gaddafi. He took Gaddafi's 4 million euros, billion euros, 4 billion euros. When human rights were being committed, that's where I caught him. This money was taken when human rights were being committed, allegedly by Gaddafi. So therefore, he stands to answer. He has to come to court and explain, because the court in France has found him guilty. He has been found guilty of having obtained 4 billion euros, which is not accountable for. He hasn't accounted for this money. Therefore, the court found Sarkozy guilty. Therefore, I took to the chief prosecutor, said that since France is a member of the ICC, we must bring him to explain to the people of Libya how he got this money from Gaddafi. Now it has been frozen in Paris. I am looking at that money to return to Libya so that the Libyans can enjoy their money. Case number 2 that took me to the ICC, to the Hague, was 2 generals from Sudan. I have asked for warrants of arrest and a sanction to be put. And I want to take this opportunity to thank America, the administration of Joe Biden, and the incoming administration of Trump. Thank you very much for what? Listening to me. Thank you very much. And I thank you again. Thank you for listening to me. All of you can listen to my tapes when I was crying from Geneva, that if these people, when I filed these 2 applications to the ICC, challenging the chief prosecutor, why do you want a warrant against Netanyahu and Putin, but you can't put a warrant against Paul Biya? You can't put a warrant against the 2 generals in Sudan. Why? Why are we Africans? Are we second-class Africans as citizens in the world? Do we have green blood or black blood? We have red blood like the people in Ukraine and the people in the Middle East. Why have people taken us as second-class citizens of the world? Why are people dying in southern Cameroon and nobody's talking? Why? The chief prosecutor was moved. And after my filing on 5th of November, on 27th, 24th of November, the American government contacted me. They fixed 1 general. They have made a mistake. They have fixed 1. I want both. So last night I made an application seeking to have Burhan, General Burhan. They are my friends, but they have to go. If the RSF commander can fly on his plane anywhere, we shall intercept it. It will be intercepted. If he comes to Kenya, Kenya will have sanctions. If he flies to Uganda, Uganda will have sanctions. That is what we call activism. International awareness. Some of us are not doing it. We are not rich. We are not doing it with money. We are not asking people for money. We are doing it for humanity. The sanctions were put on the Sudanese. The third time why I went to The Hague was another matter that I cannot disclose now, because it's a matter that is going to shock you. When I call you back for another brief, you will clap. It will be celebrations. And I want to thank my sister states. They are good countries in Africa, very good. Thank you very much. You know yourselves. Thank you for giving, for accepting Dr. Matsanga said yes, and for helping me to do certain things that will teach some people a lesson. Thank you, good countries. Thank you, my people. Those are the 4 items that took me to The Hague. Ladies and gentlemen, Priomoto means you move on your own initiative. As a chief prosecutor empowered by the Roma Statute of 1998, July, I was there when it was being inaugurated with Kofi Annan, thinking it was a good thing of ICC. It later on turned out the first case in Uganda. It's not new for me to be in ICC. When General Konyi and 5 other commanders were indicted, Matsanga stood for them. It's me. 2005. This is the man. I went to the ICC. They wanted to arrest me. I said, fine, you can arrest me. But even a killer needs a lawyer. And I'm here. I'll stand by them. You have done very wrongly this. You have indicted one side and left the other, but it's okay. Let's leave it until President Museveni saw it going to divide the country and asked us, all of us, and we agreed also. The LRA agreed, Museveni agreed, let's have peace talks to resolve this. And I was the leader of the LRA peace delegation that hammered the Uganda peace process, and the peace is holding. Thank you very much, all of you watching me. This is the man. So anybody calling me a broadcaster must be a madman to call me a broadcaster. I have resolved one of the most serious wars ever on planet Earth, where almost 800,000 people were killed and 3 million people displaced. That's the Lord Resistance Army of Joseph Kony versus the government of Uganda. So for you to call me a small broadcaster, it's gone. I have forgiven. So next time when we meet, let's have coffee. I'll come to Washington, D.C. and I look for you in Maryland or wherever you are. We have coffee. Don't worry. And feel free, Mr. Sako, to consult me. I'm already there. Feel free also to bring your application. I've now opened the docket. Anybody who has information, package it properly, I am allowed to add more, because the investigations are being done now. It is not my hands. And Mr. Paul Obia, don't hate me, because I only did what the international law, which you signed for. You did not sign to go to ICC, but you have signed to be a member of UN. If you are North Korea, I will not touch you. But you're a member of the United Nations. You're a member of the Commonwealth. I have to